Lakers fans, this is one of those developments you don't want to scroll past because it could end up influencing what happens next for the team this offseason. The latest buzz has people taking a much closer look at what might be happening behind the scenes, and once you connect all the pieces, the situation becomes a lot more interesting than it first appeared. On this channel, we keep tabs on every move Rob Pelinka makes, every trade discussion, every rumor, and every front office decision that could shape the Lakers' future. Anyone who's followed this franchise long enough knows things can change fast in Los Angeles, and what starts as a quiet conversation could suddenly become a major roster move. If you're backing the purple and gold, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and stay locked in because this is where we break down every important update before it becomes headline news. While most of the conversation has been centered around Jonathan Kuminga, one unexpected moment may have opened the door to an entirely different Lakers storyline. Depending on what really happened in Las Vegas, Rob Pelinka may already be looking at another answer to one of the biggest needs on this roster. For most of the offseason, the wing discussion has almost exclusively revolved around Jonathan Kuminga. Then over the last few days, another name unexpectedly entered the conversation: Peyton Watson. Everything started during the Las Vegas Summer League, where fans spotted Watson talking with Rob Pelinka before the two shared a hug. That single interaction quickly spread across social media and immediately fueled speculation. People naturally wondered why a Denver Nuggets player appeared so comfortable chatting with the Lakers' general manager. Of course, that alone doesn't suggest a trade is happening. Pelinka has relationships with people all around the league, and Watson also played his college basketball at UCLA, making it entirely possible they already knew each other. Even so, the encounter caught plenty of attention, especially because there's another layer to Watson's current situation. He's a restricted free agent, meaning another team can extend him an offer, but the Denver Nuggets still have the opportunity to match it and keep him. That makes signing him directly much more difficult. A sign-and-trade, however, remains another path the Lakers could explore. In that scenario, Denver would re-sign Watson before moving him to Los Angeles in exchange for assets. It's definitely a more involved process, but it's still a realistic option, especially when you look at the type of player Watson has become. He's young, highly athletic, coming off the strongest season of his career, and his defensive versatility and non-stop energy fit the kind of roster the Lakers are trying to build around Luka Doncic. On top of helping immediately, he could also develop into a valuable long-term piece for the franchise. At this point, nobody knows what was actually discussed between Pelinka and Watson. It may have been nothing more than a friendly conversation. It could end up meaning absolutely nothing at all. But it's also possible the Lakers are quietly preparing a backup plan if their other offseason targets don't work out. And that's exactly why fans online have started watching every Watson-related development so closely.
Sometimes an NBA trade doesn't begin with a breaking news report. It starts with a simple interaction that only makes sense later once the full story comes together. As the talk surrounding Peyton Watson continues to build, fresh reports also suggest that Luka Doncic is already happy with the direction the Lakers are taking this offseason. Even with that positive momentum, Rob Pelinka could still run into a major hurdle that forces him to move on from his top offseason priority. The Lakers have clearly shifted into a different era. With LeBron James no longer leading the franchise, every major decision is now being made with Luka Doncic at the center of the long-term plan. According to ESPN, that approach has already earned Doncic's approval. Dave McMenamin reported that someone close to the star said he's excited about the team's new additions and can't wait to get started with this revamped roster. The front office has certainly stayed busy. Austin Reeves re-signed, Walker Kessler was brought in through a trade, Colin Sexton joined the team, and Kevin Looney was added to strengthen the rotation. Even after those moves, though, the Lakers still aren't done. The roster has 2 open spots remaining, and people around the organization believe those final additions could have a huge impact on how competitive this team becomes. That's exactly why Jonathan Kuminga remains such an important name in these discussions. According to Brett Siegel, the Lakers are interested in a deal worth around $20 million over 2 seasons. The issue is that Kuminga reportedly isn't interested in accepting that kind of contract. Kobe Price reported that he'd only consider joining Los Angeles through a sign-and-trade that comes with a much larger payday. As if that wasn't enough, another team has complicated the situation even further. The Atlanta Hawks have reportedly entered the race and are also open to putting together a sign-and-trade for Kuminga. There's just one major problem. Jake Fisher reports that Atlanta is demanding considerably more in return than the Lakers are prepared to give up. That would leave Los Angeles giving away valuable draft assets while also committing to an expensive contract. So, the big question becomes whether that price is actually justified. A lot of analysts don't think it is, especially with other players still available on the market. One alternative that continues gaining attention is Peyton Watson. Another possibility is PJ Washington, who already has experience playing alongside Luka in Dallas. The downside there is his contract, with roughly $88 million guaranteed across the next 4 years, making the financial side of a deal much harder for the Lakers to justify. Because of that, more people are starting to wonder if focusing too heavily on Kuminga could end up costing the Lakers other valuable opportunities. And with the offseason market getting thinner by the day, Pelinka may soon have to rethink his entire approach. If you think that's where the story ends, there's another twist involving Bronny James that has people talking.
A proposed trade centered around Bronny could reshape the Lakers' future by bringing in a young player many believe would fit perfectly next to Luka Doncic. LeBron James moving on has officially started a new era for the organization. That naturally put the spotlight on Bronny James in what his role looks like going forward. Although he's under contract for next season, Bronny still hasn't locked down a regular place in the Lakers' main rotation. He saw more playing time last year, but he was still splitting his season between the NBA and the G League. With that background in mind, a new trade proposal has now started making the rounds. One proposal that's been getting attention would have the Lakers send Bronny James, Dalton Knecht, and a 2032 first-round pick to the Oklahoma City Thunder. In return, Los Angeles would receive Casey Wallace. Naturally, a deal like this only happens if Oklahoma City is willing to move a young player who's been making steady progress. Even so, plenty of people understand why the idea has generated discussion. Wallace is only 22 years old, entered the league through the 2023 NBA draft, has already gained experience on a contender, and brings the kind of defensive versatility teams are always looking for. Compared to where Bronny and Knecht currently stand, Wallace would give the Lakers a player who could contribute to the rotation much sooner. On the other side, the Thunder would pick up 2 young prospects with room to develop along with a valuable first-round selection. Knecht has surfaced in trade rumors before. After showing promise early in his career, his role shrank last season, so a fresh start could end up helping both him and whichever team he plays for. As for Bronny, a move elsewhere would finally give him the chance to build his own identity without constantly carrying the expectations that come with the James name. With LeBron no longer leading the Lakers, this could be the right moment for everyone to move in a different direction. For Los Angeles, adding Wallace would mean more youth, stronger perimeter defense, and additional depth. It's also the type of move teams often consider when they're transitioning into a new competitive era. Everything the Lakers have done lately suggests they're committed to building a younger, more balanced roster that can get back into championship contention as quickly as possible. Now, I want to know what you think. Would you go after Peyton Watson if the opportunity was there? Do you still believe Jonathan Kuminga is worth meeting that reported asking price? And if this Bronny James, Dalton Knecht, and Casey Wallace proposal landed on the table, would you make the deal? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I'll be checking out what everyone has to say. If you enjoyed today's update, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. I bring you the latest Lakers news every single day, including stories and details that often fly under the national radar.